So in Jiu Jitsu, you have reliable systems, right? There's certain things that I know they work all the time, like breaking mechanics of an armbar or a foot lock. Those are things that are reliable. Sequences, right, to get to those positions, those things can be reliable. And so it's a matter of training your body and your mind and like to feel these systems, right, over time. And we have positions in jiu-jitsu, right? There's different types of guard, there's different types of positional controls and stuff like that. And those things are part of the system that you use to get somebody to submit, right? In advertising, it there's parallels there, right? Like when good advertisers split test all the time. Why are we split testing? Well, it's because we have to make constant iterations to improve upon what we would consider failures, right? Because if our ads were super successful and there was nothing to improve, then there would be zero reason to split test. And so over time, you figure out things that become reliable. And so in advertising, we have that same approach. We split test a lot. We keep track of the things that work. We let go of the things that don't, and jiu-jitsu is the same way. Somebody will show me a move. I'm a black belt, so I've been around for quite a bit now. Somebody will show me something and they're like, hey, what do you think about this? Some stuff I'll look at it and I'm like, haven't seen that before. Got to try it. But I have to try it in a real life scenario, not just theoretical. It's the same thing. Somebody could say, hey, look at this ad I made. Is it going to perform? I'm like, could. I've seen ugly ads that make millions of dollars. I've seen pretty ads that don't make anything. And so it's a matter of practice and actually putting it out there, making sure that that feedback loop actually loves you and tells you like, hey, this is working well. Same thing with jiu-jitsu. There's plenty of moves where people show me new guys and I'm like, this one I don't know about. I have to try it. Then there's some stuff I can see. I'm like, no, that's not practical. I can tell you right now, you're not going to do that to anybody who's decent at what we're doing, or a resisting opponent. And so I look at markets as resisting opponents, right? Because as a whole, we're not getting up as consumers every day screaming like, oh, please serve me ads, especially in the disruptive advertising field. A lot of our grand openings, we use disruptive advertising because we're breaking into new markets. And so there's not a ton of search volume for a brand or anything like that. And so we have to get in front of people's face. And so I feel like psychologically, we naturally resist ads, right? But we only resist ads that aren't necessarily the most applicable to us, that don't have a lot of value, things like that. And so when it comes to that parallel, they're kind of similar. You know what I'm saying? It's like, well, we got to test it out. We got to make sure it works. If it does work, okay, that's another tool in our toolbox.